You struggle with pain and shame after your last relationship. Do you hold guilt towards yourself and you feel that you're not enough? You don't even feel worthy of forgiving yourself. If that's you, then this video is for you. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sama. I'm a qualified counselor, relationship coach, and an inner child coach. And today I'm gonna be sharing my personal experience, and also I'm gonna be talking about the work I do with my clients in more specifically and focusing on guilt, shame, and the wounded inner child after a traumatic relationship. So many of us don't feel worthy of forgiveness. We don't feel worthy of moving forward with our lives. We hold into grudges, we hold into pain, and we hold into traumas because deep down we feel that we're not worthy of moving forward. And we blame ourselves because the first thing you want to do, you want to see that experience as a part of you, when it, in reality, you've just been through traumas. You've been through an experience and it's not part of you. It's an experience that you experienced, but it's not you. You're not the one to blame for it. But we don't see it that way because what we do, we relive experiences based on how we felt. I experienced shame and guilt for many, many years, to the point where I felt like I wasn't enough of forgiving of myself. I even blamed for myself for things I had no control over. And this is when you know you're truly struggling with traumas. You're truly struggling with a wounded inner child. And the main issue for me was not letting go and not forgiving myself because I was holding resentment and anger towards myself. And that's what happens also with many of my clients. So one of my clients came to me 2 days ago and she was holding into the grudges, into the mistakes, into the pain, into the decisions she made in her previous marriage. And she was really stuck in that specific period of her life where she feels now she's completely broken. And through our work together, we started noticing how she was taking this as her fault rather than seeing it as something separate, as an experience that she had to go through. So for her, she was operating from traumas because that was the easiest option for her to do. And she blamed herself, she blamed her worth, she blamed even her sense of identity for not being enough for her ex. And of course, many of us go through this. And as I was working with her during this session, what we did, we started working with the inner child. So as you may know, we all have an inner child. You have an inner child. I have an inner child. It's part of you. And her inner child was running the show because her inner child felt abandoned in that marriage because she wasn't feeling enough. She wasn't feeling like she even, had any say in her marriage. She was a complete people pleaser. And that inner child was still trying to resolve that original conflict she had in her marriage through making her feel that she wasn't enough and it was her fault. It's like on a subconscious level, she was seeking revenge against herself, no one else. And we started working with this inner child to bring awareness to the here and now and to reparent that inner child through using techniques in the therapy sessions, where the inner child started noticing, wait a minute, I had no control over my ex. All I wanted is to feel wanted and heard by him, but he never gave me this. But it doesn't mean I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough. And after doing the inner child work, we moved into seeing this as an experience, as a traumatic experience that she had to go through without invalidating her pain. But yet, that experience doesn't happen in the here and now because she set herself free by leaving this marriage. And seeing it as a separate entity really made her realize, there's a life outside of her traumas. And after that, we started working on feeling enough. Because if she wasn't enough, she wouldn't have left that marriage. She knew she was enough, and we started activating her self-worth and her self-confidence to find her reason to why she always been enough, using evidence to show that inner child she's always been enough. And after that, we worked on forgiveness, because without forgiveness, you can't move forward. Forgiving herself, maybe for putting herself or staying for long, but she also needed to realize what was in her control and what wasn't. And that realization changed everything for my clients. You need to realize you've done the best you could have ever, imagined, and that's enough. And forgiveness, it's about you, not about the other person, to set yourself free, to move forward and attract what you truly deserve. And through our work together, we started working on skills like boundaries and standards, forgiveness, getting to know her higher self. Who is your higher self? What values do you have? Let me know in the comments if you're experiencing this. And working on skills and tools like the ones I have mentioned helped my client to start gaining her strength, to change her life around, to know that she's always been enough. Feeling enough is an internal feeling. It's an internal feeling that you feel by getting to know yourself, by healing, by taking actions, by, healing that wound of feeling abandoned. Because your inner child has your adult self. And of course, forgiveness is one of the main areas that anyone needs to work on as a way of releasing guilt and shame. There's nothing for you to be ashamed of. You're a survivor who will attract everything you desire because you're worthy of it and you deserve it. Share this video with a friend to raise awareness about guilt, shame, abandonment, and the inner child. And if you need further support, make sure to email me. Thank you all for watching and sending you all a lot of love. And make sure you share it with a friend.